All right, everybody, welcome back to the bench. This week I was going to talk about the Radian Ramjet, and might it be worth it to go ahead and get a significantly cheaper ported barrel and slide, because you can pick up a slide and a ported barrel for about $100 less than you can pick up this. So I will have some links to slide combos with the ported barrel from Brownells, but I will also have this out here. So a couple of things you guys are going to hear about in this whole process. My opinion can and will change based off of an initial impression. I'm just letting you guys know that I think that this is probably something that a lot of people get really upset about, especially with the channel, is when I have an initial impression and then that impression changes. People are like, well, you liked it before, what changed? And it's like, well, I shot it more, okay? I'm going to shoot this. I have about 600-ish rounds on this right now, and we're going to test it. And then when we get out, we get back and we do a whole bunch of other stuff, and I'm going to have even more in this series of, is the Radian Ramjet actually worth it? It's up to you guys. There's no, I can sit here and test this all day long. You may have a different feeling. Now I can give you objective viewpoints on maybe how an experienced above average shooter might feel, but I'm no Ben Stoker. You can go to Ben Stoker's channel and ask him about the Radian Ramjet. He's going to tell you that he thinks it's crap, something along those lines. What I'm going to give you is my data that I collect and how I feel about a product. And that's all I can do. It's really all I can do. Other than that, let's head out to the field. Let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know what you guys thought of the testing. Let me know what else you want me to talk about, because I'm going to answer a lot of questions towards the end of this video. So thank you very much. Let's head to the field. All right, so we have a huge ammo selection that we're going to be testing on the Radian Ramjet. So the Radian Ramjet is a new, I guess not super new, but we've been wanting to test it out for a while. Brownells finally sent it out, so I figured I'm going to test it. I'm going to run all of this ridiculous ammo through here. We've loaded 10 rounds of each type of ammo. I have Blazer. I don't have any loaded up right now for the Cellar and Bellet. Apparently I need to get more Glock mags. And then I have this 124 grain plus P NATO ammo from Badlands. I have some 147 grain from PMC. I have some 115 grain from PMC. I thought I was out of all my 115 grain, but I found some of that. I have 124 grain HSTs. I have the Hydroshock and non-Hydroshock. I don't think they're the same bullet, but whatever. I loaded the non-Hydroshock in here. I have some 147 grain Fiocchi, and then I have some 115 grain Critical Defense. I'm going to test that as much as I can in here, and then I'm going to compare it to a ported barrel. Now I'm going to go set up some targets downrange, and I'm going to do just 10 round strings of fire on those targets in different spots, and we're going to see how these stack up in here. And then I'm going to do another target, and I'm going to load up 10 rounds except for this, because I don't think I have enough for that, but I'm going to load up another one, and I'm going to see exactly how much difference it makes on a above average shooter, but not pro level shooter, or not even like ranked amateur shooter. We're going to see how this stacks up. I've heard a lot of things. I got a lot of questions on Reddit and everything else, and if you want, there will be a link down below so you can go to our Reddit and you can ask me a bunch of questions, and I will get out to the range and I will test this ammo. But from everything I've heard, the Radian Ramjet is like either a solution to somebody's problem of being not able to control recoil, or it is not a solution whatsoever, and it is a giant waste of money. So I'm here to find out if $370 is worth your time and money to put into your Glocks. Now, I am shooting a Zev OZ9C. This has a Zafiri Precision slide on it. I'm gonna see if there's any malfunctions today with this. This has about 400-ish rounds, 450 rounds on it from our last range day of just this slide alone. So it is pretty well worn in. I did lubricate it. I lubed it up really nice and really good. I slapped the acro on here, so I am gonna go zero it real quick, just to make sure that it is zeroed, and then we're going to get started with our testing, because I think that that's probably gonna be good. You're gonna tag along for a lot of it, and yeah. Okay. Okay. 2 up top. I threw one way low, and I threw 2 off to the right. So 1 way low, 2 off to the right, and it looks like I got another one up here. So 147 grain did not seem to have any sort of like recoil reduction. It felt like I was almost shooting a factory 45. So. All right, I threw 2, possibly 3. Yeah, 3, 4. All right, so I threw not so great. Okay, I rode this one a little high. That was 100% me. But it actually looks like we're doing really good grouping inside of here. I will tell you guys right now, the Cellar and Bellet 124 grain, the hotter stuff that I have, this was a little bit, as I could feel, a little bit hotter than the Badlands. And this felt like I had the most recoil reduction so far. Now we're going to move on to like plus P ammo for defensive loads, and we're going to see how that feels. All right, Federal 124 grain Hydra-Shocks, or non-Hydra-Shock, whichever one. I have 2 boxes. We'll see. I have a feeling they're going to be identical. All right, I cut the card in half. I sent 1 high and 1 low. 2 high. 3 high. Holy crap, 1, 2, 3. Okay. I did not feel any sort of recoil reduction, but then again, these are plus P loads out of the factory. Fiocchi 147 grain. These are another plus P load, I'm assuming. Let's see. All right. I think I dropped a couple. I have beat the crap out of this playing card, as we can see. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe that was like that. That looks like it was like that. That hole perfectly lines up. So I'm going to say 3. I'm going to grab a new playing card and we'll put it on here. All right, so we have the 115 grain FTX. Again, 115 grain, they say reduces recoil by up to 44%. I don't know how to measure that. I'm kind of dumb, so. All right, that was a little light. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so 8 rounds. We're not doing too bad. 1 out. I'm going to mark that guy, but if it's a line breaker, it counts in my book. All right, so now we have the Brownells ported barrel. Yes, I dropped my gun in the dirt just a minute ago. Being a dummy. But we got dirt all over it, so we're going to check reliability also. Blazer 124 grain. I feel like I can shoot this faster, but I'm also, I left the marker. I'm also a lot more familiar with this barrel. So with 1 out, I feel like I can shoot this faster. I feel like this is a pretty solid grouping at 10 yards. All right, Badlands 124 grain. We have 10 rounds in here. I did throw, I believe, 2. As we can see, 1 and 2. PMC 147 grain. All right, I threw so many of those. All right, so all right. If you ever want to self-diagnose yourself, I can push it back here, and then the dot starts swiping up. And I squeeze the trigger again. Like, this is where, like, when it starts coming up, I'm hitting the trigger. So it's like, I know this is my poor marksmanship. I know that. I have no problem admitting that. But 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe. We have 4 out on this one, so not terrible. All right, PMC 115 grain. This is my anticipating the shot. Those 2. I did it twice. I don't know why. But yeah, that looks all right. All right, Federal 124 grain. I believe it's plus P. I'm not 100% sure, but this is the HST Hydroshock. All right, we switched to a new card. So those are line breakers. They count. 1, 2, 3, 4 don't count. Hornady FTX 115 grain. Okay, I threw a couple more of those. Look at that, I almost dropped my gun. All right, I believe we had one over here. All right, so I threw a couple of these. I'm trying to shoot faster. I don't know why. I'm just being a dick. All right, Fiocchi 147 grain. All those felt good to me. You be the judge. You'll have seen the last one to this one. It looks like I probably pulled one to the right and one to the left. Maybe. I don't know. We'll go back. We'll talk about it. On the right, my left, we have the Radian comped barrel. A lot tighter groupings than I was expecting. On the right, your left, we have the ported barrel. I won't lie, most of that is me. This is my either poor pistol fundamentals, which I will wholeheartedly admit, and or the fact of I wanted to shoot faster and I was tired of shooting slow. So I'm not gonna say this is definitive of what you should get. Should you spend $300 for that performance gain? No, I wouldn't. Like, this is perfectly acceptable. Like, everything in here besides this part, I purposely shot outside of the A zone, but everything in here is inside of the A zone. Aiming for this point, I'm getting everything in here inside of the A zone. Everything in here inside of the A zone. Now, as a shooter, I'm gonna tell you, this is good performance. Not excellent. I'm no Ben Stoker. He could very well squeeze all the performance he can out of this and be a lot better than me. These are just 10 round groups at 10 yards, shooting, not from retention, not from the holster. I'm not even focusing on like draw speed or anything like that. I wasn't even focusing on speed of shooting this because I didn't want to put myself under a time clock and shoot worse, because I have a tendency to do that. So I'm gonna go put up some more targets and we're gonna test reliability. I think really that's where it's gonna come down to. I have had probably a total of about 9 malfunctions with this Brownells ported barrel across 2 barrels. That is breaking in these ported barrels. I honestly can tell you that the recoil impulse is a lot lighter on a ported barrel versus a comped barrel. This shoots flatter. This shoots faster. It feels faster. But like when I say shoots faster, like me as a shooter doesn't shoot faster. It shoots faster as in it returns back to where it was, where this really doesn't move from where it was. Like the entire time I can keep the dot in the window in here and have no problem. I'm keeping the dot in the window, but just barely. Like on the acro, you can literally see it ride just out of frame and come right back in. Whereas with a ported barrel, you're not getting that. Now these are pretty identical kind of slides. They are both Glock 19 slides. This one has a windowed cut in it. This one has a lot more cuts to it, and it's Cerakoted. They feel about the same weight. I will get the weights of these exactly how they are right now, and I will put them down, and we'll see exactly how much they weigh. The acro is a little bit heavier, but now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna load up a ton of mags with some plus P stuff, and we're gonna have some fun. I'm gonna just shoot a lot of things really quickly and see if we can get any malfunctions. Actually, not bad. Walking and shooting, yes. We're real up close. Okay, so far, I have run 7 mags of Cellar and Bellet, Blazer, and this. So 7 rounds each. So, or I'm sorry, 7 mags each. So I don't know how many that is. I'll put it up on the screen right now. I have run a lot. It's hot. It's so hot. Like you can't even touch the acro. Like that's how hot this is. And I mean, I ran it pretty hard. I've been trying to give it pretty heavy strings of fire. I haven't had 1 ounce of reliability issues. Now, all of this is 124 grain and 124 grain plus P NATO ammo. So I haven't had a single, like when I was shooting the Blazer, or I'm sorry, the PMC 115 grain and the 147s, no reliability issues, no reliability issues on any of the other ammo that I've had for like premium testing with the Ramjet. Now, again, I know a lot of people are gonna say like, dude, it's not like a real Glock, blah, blah, blah. You are totally correct. This is not a 19 at all. I hate the 19. What I am telling you is that I was able to drop this in here and I have been able to shoot however many rounds I've been shooting through this, no problems. I am going to load up another 7 mags. I don't know if I'm gonna let the gun cool down or not. So far, that screw hasn't walked out. The screw on the end of the Radian, because it's tapered, it doesn't require Loctite. But so far, however many rounds I've run through this, again, it will be up on screen, I have had no issues. Like, not a hiccup, not nothing. That's better than the reliability that I have had out of the ported barrel. Now, granted, the ported barrel is 1/3 of the price, so, you know, that is what it is. The inner cheap bastard in me wants to hate everything about this. I really do. Like, I really, really, really do. I wanna hate everything about this barrel and this compensator. I want to make sure that it does nothing but burn to the ground and all that other fun stuff. The guy in me that just loves to shoot things and have fun and go shoot competitions or just go shoot at the range, or who had a blast shooting 600 rounds through this thing, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's a fun gun. I think the rest of the gun really has a lot to do with the Radian. I love the Zev. The Zev is probably my favorite handgun ever. I have spent a lot of money on it. I don't care. It's just one of those things. I love that I put the acro on the slide, all that other fun stuff. My thoughts on this are, and they very well may change. Am I 110% sold on this being worth it? Absolutely not. I don't even know if in the course of my shooting that I will get to that point. Now, I can tell you that I have in the past. I have thought things like, oh, why would I want this? You know, why would I spend this much money on that? All that other fun stuff. You guys saw the performance difference between the Radian and the ported barrel at 10 yards with a subpar pistol shooter on a day that all I wanted to do was rush it. So there we go. Look, I saw absolutely, like, the left target was like my worst day and the right target is like pretty close to my best day. Okay, like well, let's go ahead and put that out there. I am going to say I absolutely like this barrel, but I also love the ported barrel, and I think the ported barrel shoots flatter, personally. Now, this is definitely not my final thoughts. I'm going to get this out. I'm going to run the ported barrel in this slide. I'm going to take out the Ramjet. I'm going to run the ported barrel. I'm going to have some fun with that. I'm going to go back to shooting the Ramjet. I'm going to have some fun with that. I don't think the Ramjet is necessarily worth it. Now, if you're in a mid-tier snobs group and you want to buy this, by all means, have fun. Run around. Shoot things with your Radian Ramjet. Shoot into trash like God told you could do, or your creator. If you don't believe in God, I don't care. Yeah, these are my thoughts. I hope you enjoy. Let me know what you guys think of the Radian Ramjet initial impressions. As I said, my impressions may change, but let me know what you think of the initial impressions. Let me know how you guys feel about it all. I hope to see you here for the next video. I love you all, and as always, be a hoodlum. Got hit right in the lens with all the brass. That is very consistent. 4 o'clock ejection. I think you did something perfect there. You tuned your AR there, good sir.
Sure did.
And that's that cack down vent. Do you like that one more now?
I like it more now.
Okay. All right. So I think maybe
maybe once we tune the gun and run it suppressed and have it tuned for that, running that CAC down vent shouldn't be too bad.